In 1988, General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, introduced the policy of glasnost, which would give new freedoms of expression to the people of his vast country. What's happening to us? What are we becoming? I was thinking about this and about an odd dream I had as I walked towards a friend's house on the bay in Ocean City, New Jersey. Where are you going?
Night in Venice, Boardwalk Empire. John.
Boardwalk Empire?
Yes. Boardwalk Empire.
Have fun! My friend had invited me to come and watch the Night in Venice celebration. Every year since 1954, on one night in July, dozens of decorated boats parade through the lagoons of the Back Bay as thousands of partiers watch in awe. He's hypothermic, quick! Get some brandy for the lad. In 1963, President John F. Kennedy, still a young man, was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. His death ushered in one of the most traumatic decades in American history. Now America is in another funk. We haven't gotten out of the Great Recession yet, and as I work on this film, the debt ceiling crisis is still very much alive. Our political system and our people are divided into hostile, warring factions. We can't listen to each other, and compromise seems impossible. Fewer boats were featured in this year's pageant, but the ones that participated were wonderful. Creativity and a positive energy was everywhere at this community-wide celebration. It was about a week before Night in Venice when I had my dream. I walked into a bar, and the bar was owned by Mikhail Gorbachev. Working behind the bar was a young Jack Kennedy. I remember back in the 80s how much I loved Gorbachev. I liked him a heck of a lot more than President Reagan, and used to wish that Gorbachev could be our president. I was 11 years old in November of 1963 when Lee Harvey Oswald shot John Kennedy in the head. My parents were Republican, so I was sort of brought up to think Kennedy was not such a great guy. A few years later, I grew to believe that Robert Kennedy was America's future. I cried like a baby when he was killed. There is something different about this economy than, say, the Great Depression. Many people are suffering terribly, but many, myself included, are hardly affected at all. Haves and have-nots. In my dream, I was so surprised to see Jack Kennedy. I wanted to rain down endless questions on him, but he was diffident. I did tell him how much I wished he could still be our president. He told me he liked being president, but now had a lot of family issues, with which to contend. Eventually, his shift at the bar ended, and he let me follow him outside and walk with him as he pushed his bike. I had one question I just had to ask him, but he seemed so sad that I didn't want to disturb him. What I wanted to ask was this: we are so divided now. The Tea Party and the Republicans only seem to care about the haves. Should we just split up and have two countries? And then, without him speaking, his answer came to me. No, don't divide America. Just keep trying as much as you can to make it a better country. I have always loved the Soviet national anthem.
United forever in friendship and labor, our mighty republics will ever endure. The great Soviet Union will live through the ages, the dream of a people, their fortress secure. Long live our Soviet motherland, built by the people's mighty hand.
But I am not a communist and have never been one. Stalin was a bloody murderer, and Soviet communism did not work. But I do think America should work for the common good. The right wing has a notion of freedom that seems absolutely misguided to me. Their fetishism of individual rights over the collective good will exacerbate the economic and social inequalities that are tearing our country apart. The Tea Party seems to believe that the government's only role should be protecting the property rights of the fewer and fewer Americans who will own anything if their vision comes to pass. Just look at the Night in Venice celebration. We are a people, not just millions of unconnected, rugged individuals.
And brought to our homeland the laurels of fame, a glory will live in the...
We might forget that for a while and endure some hard times because of this forgetting.
Long live our Soviet motherland.
But we will find our way back to ourselves if only we take Jack Kennedy's advice.
People united and free, strong in a friendship tried by fire. Long may our crimson flag inspire, shining in glory for all men to see.